Hello there, friends and viewers and sewers. It's really great to have you here with me today. I am coming to you from my sewing room in my little cottage in the Blue Mountains, New South Wales, Australia. I have a garment hot off the press. I have been hankering to have a new Christmas dress, something red, something fun, and I thought I'd give the Whittaker dress by Merchant and Mills a try. So if you're interested in finding out how I went, watch on. I have just completed the Whittaker dress and I've had a bit of fun styling it up in many different ways. But first, before I show you those pickies and a little bit of video, I'll tell you about the Whittaker dress. So it's a pattern by Merchant and Mills, and their description says it is a classic pinafore for work and play. It has a buttoned side fastening, side and back pockets. You can make it long with a back split or short just below the knee. Accentuate the detailing with a contrast top stitching or keep it simple with matching thread. So for my dress, I have done the long version with a back slit. I have matching thread, so you can't really see the top stitching unless you're looking very, very hard. I omitted the back pockets because don't love back pockets, don't use them, don't care about them. Yeah, and I'll tell you about the rest of my experience with sewing it up and wearing it so far. So I made the straight size 16 because I fitted into the finished garments quite easily, the finished garment measurements quite easily, and it fits really well around my backside. I'm happy about that, but I think it's a little bit big on top. So next time I think I would grade it out from the 14 to the 16. It still will have the boxy look that I love with this dress and with Merchant and Mills patterns, but you'll see from some pictures that it's just a little bit too gapey under my arms. There's quite a bit of excess material there. Now, I think if the fabric that I'd used was thicker and even more structured, it would give me that real box and it wouldn't perhaps look so gapey because it would just be a whole box sort of look. But it because this has some drape to it, it does look a little bit gapey. So I've got a little tag in the back, and I think that was Cozy Handmade. Lots of fun. I like picking up a garment and seeing a little message to myself. So because it was the first time I'd made this, I wanted something fun and Christmassy, but I didn't want to use up super precious fabric. So this is actually an IKEA tablecloth, 100% cotton, a little bit of stiffness, but still a little bit of drape. And you can see on the side there are 4 buttons on each side. I actually quite like putting buttons on garments, and I think they're a really nice way to finish it off as well. Overall, I found this pattern quite enjoyable to make. So Merchant and Mills says the skill level is experienced. There are a couple of points where you have to figure things out a little bit, but I thought it was pretty straightforward on the whole. And I have to admit, even though I really love the Merchant and Mills styles, their patterns are not really generous. They don't go into detailed explanation of how to do things or why you would do things. You basically have to trust the process. One sentence instruction can have 3 or 4 details in it, so you need to read the instructions very carefully. That is where I sometimes come unstuck because I'm a bit of a skimmer. And I did go back and look at the diagrams and read the instructions multiple times for each step before I did anything. And that really stood me in good stead for this pattern. This pattern requires you to do a facing that goes all the way around the neck and then joins to the arm. Let's see, if I pause and put it inside out, you'll be able to see what I mean. Here we go. think that gives a really nice finish for the top neck and the armband. I don't love the facing that then flaps around a little bit. I quite often with Merchant and Mills then go back later and do a few stitches around the place just to hold it a bit more firmly. But it is, the places that I had difficulty were where multiple things come and intersect and join together. Now, if you read the instructions really carefully, Merchant and Mills will tell you which order to do things in, and that really, really matters. I did make a couple of errors, but I didn't think they were too terrible. They annoy me, but I don't think anybody else will notice them. I did have a problem with, there was a space between where the buttons end and where you're supposed to do the side seam, and that for me was too big and it gaped quite a bit because I have a lot of excess fabric, as I said, on this top bodice. So I had to go back and continue that seam up the side so it held its shape a bit better and wasn't gaping open for all to see what colour underwear I'm wearing for the day. Everything came together really, really well. I was very impressed how everything matched up exactly, because that doesn't happen with all patterns, but it certainly did with the Whittaker dress. And I basically really enjoyed the process because everything was matching up and turning out as the instructions said it should. The pocket at the front, I'd never done a pocket like that before, but it turned out beautifully. The top stitching is just a really nice finish and it was not hard. It just holds everything in place and has that nice finished look to it. Because I'm not a particularly down to the last millimeter person, but this looks really neat. So the fabric that I've chosen, I wish I'd chosen something a little bit thicker because it's not quite opaque. So when I wear it, I'll have to be careful with what I wear under it. And if it's an extremely sunny day, you will be able to see my legs through it. But I have had fun styling it. I think this is a very, very versatile dress for me. I think you can dress it up, dress it down. I think it really is an all seasons dress, and I've tried to have a bit of fun and show you that in my styling as well. You can definitely layer up with this dress, or wear it with nothing underneath, just the armband. So I think I will make it again, and I think I will delve into some nice denim. I've not ever sewn with denim before. I think just a chambray once before, and that's it. So yeah, I think it will work really well in my life. It's a great throw on over the top or chuck a jumper over it kind of dress that will look a bit stylish really easily, I think. So I am gonna make my tweaks and have another go at it at some stage, hopefully in the next 6 months. Yeah, so it's a win for me. I don't think you need to be super experienced. I do think you need to be patient, and you need to read the instructions really, really carefully. So I'm going to pop in some little inspo and styling pics now. I hope you have a little bit of fun with it. I did. I hope you enjoyed those inspo pics and videos. It's always helpful to see it on a particular body shape or size. I've got a pretty boxy body. My top is a little bit smaller than my bottom. My hips are definitely the biggest part of me. I didn't think this style would suit me or would fit properly, and I do have that little fit issue where the top is too gapey, but I think that can be fixed, and I'll still get a lot of wear out of this. I think I'm going to have fun wearing it to a couple of Christmas events. I thought I would prefer the second last styling inspo with the white blouse with the puffy sleeve and the little Peter Pan collar, but I thought the green and white stripes was way too Christmassy. It would be a bit leery, but I think I actually really liked it. The simplicity of the t-shirt really suited the simplicity of the pinafore, and I thought it was a little bit of fun, so I think that might be how I wear it to work this week. Feel free to let me know which styling you preferred, or if you've got any more ideas, and if you've been inspired to put it on your dress agenda for 2026. I'm not wearing a Me Made today. This is quite an old top I was inspired to buy during those couple of COVID years where we were inside and we were all online shopping, and it arrived and I thought, oh, hate it. Put it on and went, oh, like it. Big. Statement. But I like it. And I'm wearing some Lucy and Yak dungarees that used to be my favorites, and I wore them all the time on the weekend, and a couple of months ago I chucked them in the dryer when we'd had rain, and now they're 2 sizes too small, and I thought if I wear them around the house a bit I might stretch them out, but no, I think I've got to say goodbye and pass them on to someone who's a bit smaller than me, unfortunately. Oh well, I do have a couple of patterns for some dungarees, so maybe that could be a new adventure. I actually thought sewing up this was quite similar to sewing up a jumpsuit or dungarees. So now that I've had a go and I was successful and I like it, it's boosted my confidence a little bit. Okay, oh, I forgot to say, I sewed it up using a jeans needle because there are the fabrics thickish, but there are some seams and joins that have like 4 layers of fabric, so you really need a needle that can handle that, and it really it was fabulous. No problems, nothing broke, nothing slowed down. It was terrific. Thank goodness for different needles for different projects. I hope you're enjoying whatever your latest project is, or you're enjoying taking a rest, because it's the time of year where we get busy and it's really good to rest in between. Thanks for joining me today. If you want to be notified, subscribe. If you want to share the love, give me a thumbs up. And I do have a Ko-fi account that's linked before if you want to support my channel that way as well. Not expected though. All right. Thanks again. Bye for now.